don't just listen to me here, Trevor. This is what Grealish has told the Telegraph. I found it a lot more difficult than I thought it would, adapting to a different manager and teammates. So what's going on with him?
I feel, for me, I mean, I've listened to his comments there. I feel he started his career at Manchester City quite well. I think he had a few good games where he was comfortable on the ball. He takes a certain amount of quality on the pitch to him. It doesn't matter who he's playing for. But then you start getting into the detail and exactly what Pep wants from individual players, depending on where they're playing. And I think it's just got a little bit too complicated for him. He's moving, all the rest of the human stuff that players have.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Has he done a good job, Trev? Has he been okay?
I think he's played okay. I really do. I think he's played okay. I think he had a couple of iffy games before he got injured, whereas he might have been carrying an injury. But in general, I think he started well. He's a fan's favourite already. He's got so much personality on the pitch. And I think once he gets over this injury and gets back into the side, I think he's been training this week. He won't start tonight, but once he gets back into the team, the penny will start to drop. Because imagine taking on so much information. He's never had to do that under Dean Smith.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Surely the penny should have dropped by now.
You go and
Is he 100? I mean, put aside the price tag just because Villa were able to leverage it. He's not a £100 million footballer, really, is he? And Pep Guardiola's going to defend him because he's hardly going to turn around. Well, that's the point I made, Trev. Because they got him for £100 million because Villa were bright enough to put that release clause in there. But in terms of performance terms, he's not a £100 million player. Pep Guardiola is going to turn around and say he's this, that, and the other because he's hardly going to turn around and say I paid £100 million for a pup, is he?
Yeah. Well, you come and speak to me at the end of the season, and if you still have that opinion of Jack Grealish, I think you might change that opinion. I think he will look like a £100 million player.
But he don't.
I mean, Trevor, even he's saying I've had nowhere near as much of the ball as I used to get at Villa. But Jack, you should have expected that. It's a totally different set of circumstances.
He's playing with better players that, in general, you look at Bernardo, you look at Kevin De Bruyne. These are players that are held in a higher regard than him. So he's not the Maverick. He's not the superstar at Manchester City. He's another star. It doesn't matter if he costs 100 million or not. For me, he'll get used to what his role is in that team, and when he does, he'll start to sparkle.
One goal from 9 Premier League appearances this season. I like Jack.
Yeah.
I've met him on numerous occasions. That's really got nothing to do with it. I don't know why I said it.
He's got
one goal from 9 Premier League appearances.
Teething problems.
He's been busy though, hasn't he?
Steady. It's a family show. He's teething. Look at Jadon Sancho. He went in there, he got a couple of games, didn't really hit the ground running, had a little bit of time where he was used as a super sub. All of a sudden, he's been put in a slightly different position. Michael Carrick's given that where he felt valued in the team. He scored 2 great goals. He must be confident now, thinking he can start replicating the form that got him the move from Borussia Dortmund. I'm saying the same about Jack. It'll take a little bit of time, but once he gets used to it, he'll show his qualities.
I reckon, Simon, if you're Steven Gerrard, you're talking to the Villa boys, you say, come on, let's do this tonight. What an opportunity tonight. It's a great opportunity because they've got so many problems in terms of selection, City. This could be the moment for Villa.
Look, Villa have had 2 games against my Palace and against Brighton, and neither one of those games are easy, but Gerrard would have liked those 2 games because it's the sort of opposition that he probably feels Villa can play well against.
Yeah.
Man City is a whole different kettle of fish, irrespective of their selection problems. It's nice that he's magnanimous about Jack Grealish, but the idea that Man City have a selection problem that's going to give Villa an opening, well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but of course Villa are going to fancy it. Gerrard's going to be in full flow. He's going to see his side playing against arguably the best side in Europe. Certainly based upon their performance last week against PSG, it's difficult to argue that they're not right there. I still think it's a very difficult game, but the argument that Jack Grealish is a £100 million player, City have a history of signing players for too much money. Oh, we're going back to Steve Daly when they paid £1 million for him 30, 40 years ago. Look, he's not a £100 million player, and we'll have this discussion again in 6 months' time.
Lovely.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning 10 till 1 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.